What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Kind of excited. I've been waiting a long time for this. As you guys know, Sheepey, I don't know if I've ever mentioned it in the old videos or any previous videos, but Sheepey race out in California, they kind of screwed up a little bit. I got everything fixed. Car runs. I did start it just to make sure that she starts and runs, but she starts and runs for a quick second. The reason why is just for the fact that I have FID 2200 or 2000, 2100 cc injectors. The car has a base map on the stock ECU for these injectors, but for the stock turbo. But because the 6466, I'll show you guys here, the 6466, it flows so much more air that it's too lean. So that's what we're kind of facing here, but everything's on, everything's together. I had the downpipe that came up out the hood. That's why there's a big gaping hole here. You can see that well. But it was just a little messed up. So I ended up going to California and I got a stock placement downpipe. You can see down there. Put that on to connect to the rest of the exhaust. Basically yesterday or last night, it was kind of late, so I wanted to see if she started just to make sure there was no leaks. She does fire up. Brand new GSC S2 cams, brand new timing belt, brand new valve springs, all that good stuff. The turbo's on, oil feed line, oil drain line's on. I'm trying to bleed the system, but because, like I said, the car will not stay running, just for the fact that the tune. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna bring you guys along. I might install the new AEM Infinity on the car and set up the new injectors, just base, so I can get like the baseline, and then so I can actually drive the car. I can bleed it properly. Once I bleed it properly, I know it doesn't overheat, being that it's a half-size radiator, and I know so many people run the same exact setup. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. And also too, with the new camera, it's new to me. I just bought one, but it's not new. It's been out for a while, but it's a Hero 9. So the cool thing about the Hero 9, it's got a forward screen up front, so I can actually see myself talking. That's my daughter. Say hi. Hi. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys on pause for a second. I might throw in the new ECU. I may try to do it with the stock ECU, but I'll probably end up just doing it with the Infinity. Throw the Infinity, but there's a lot of stuff I still got to do. I still got to do the trans fluid. I still got to do diff fluid. I still got to do transfer case. I still got to do my fuel pump. I still got to do a fuel pump rewire. I got a Walbro 450 in here, but yeah, I still got a lot of stuff I got to do. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing some stuff real quick, and then I will warp around and get you guys back to where I finished. So I'll be back in a minute. All right, guys. So to take out the stock ECU on Evo 9. Yeah, I don't have a cabin air filter. The factory ECU. First things first, unplug the battery. Once the battery's unplugged, you're gonna have three 10 millimeter bolts on there, 2 up top. Once you get those out, then the ECU will fall out, and then you can see the harness here. Unplug all that stuff, and then I'll show you guys to hook up the AEM Infinity. So let's get to it real quick. Okay, so I got the ECU out. It's right here. This plate, careful. This plate, you can take the plate off the ECU, and then you actually reuse the plate and put the Infinity in stock in place of the factory ECU. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Come on, guys, welcome back to the channel. Last time we left off, I was trying to show you guys the AEM Infinity. I did get it installed. I did get the car running for a quick second. I didn't film any of it. I apologize for that. When it comes to dialing the injectors and setting your map sensor, your VE tables, and all that kind of good stuff, I didn't record any of it. But now we're having some other issues. I did get started. I was really anxious. I was excited. Got it running. Took it for a test ride. And everything was good. Now I get back to the shop. I went to go start it yesterday, and it doesn't start. So I double checked my timing. Took everything apart. Took all the timing stuff apart and redid the timing belt, because I thought my timing might have jumped or something like that. All brand new spark plugs. I am getting fuel pressure at the rail. When I go to turn the key on, fuel pump jumps up to about 30 or 40 pounds or whatever it is. And then I go to start it, so there's fuel pressure and I can smell fuel, which is a good thing. But then I was like, well, why isn't it starting? So I was going through the ECU, trying to figure it out, seeing what's going on. Well, come to find out that there's no spark. Now that there's no spark, I'm like, okay, so there's no spark. So I went to the dash and I checked the fuses out. You guys, it's kind of dark. Oh yeah, you're not gonna be able to see that. Let me get a light. Well, you know, I'll just throw something up on the screen. That way, I'll throw a diagram on the screen so you guys know which one it is. But whenever you do a condition coils, a coil on plug system, you change the factory 10 amp fuse to a 15 amp fuse. You can do a 20 amp, but 15 amp is, you know, more than enough. So I pulled that fuse and checked it, and it's good fuse. It's not blown, so I'm like, okay, what the hell else is going on? Went in the ECU, double checked some stuff. So I don't know if it's my coils or not. These are brand new coils. I mean, this is my kit that I make out of my company called Innovation USA, and I never had an issue whatsoever. I understand, yes, parts can go bad, but that's kind of weird that the car was just running perfectly fine once you get the turbo installed, the new ECU, and blah blah, and now the coils decide to take a crap on it. There's no burning smell. A lot of times, if you know, coils are bad if the cylinders on the side of the coils are cracked, and or if there's like a nasty, like fishy, nasty smell. But there's nothing like that going on. I pulled the coil pack. I installed all 4 spark plugs. I sat it to where spark plugs are sitting here on the valve cover. Cranked it over, no spark. So I'm like, okay, well, other than checking all the fuses and relays and all that stuff. Well, relays I didn't check. I don't have a relay checker. I should probably get one. But after checking, you know, after doing that whole situation and whatnot, I don't know, I'm kind of dumbfounded. The only thing that else that I could be, and I don't want to jump back into it because yesterday I ripped apart the whole timing belt, is the crank sensor. Now, if the crank sensor goes bad, you will get cranking, but you will not, you'll get fuel pressure at the rail, but you'll get no spark, the injectors won't fire, and I'm thinking that's what it might be. But yes, there's another but coming back to it. When I pull the injector or the spark plugs out, the spark plugs, they're not necessarily soaking wet, but they do smell like fuel. And you look at the pistons are wet. So I'm gonna double check. It's been 24 hours. I'm gonna pull everything apart again. I'm sure everything is dry down there. Hopefully the gas evaporating is dry and whatnot. So I'm gonna go ahead and just double check all that kind of stuff and see if I'm getting fuel. If I'm not getting fuel, along with I know I'm not getting spark, but if I'm not getting fuel, then I know it's the crank sensor. And I got one coming. It won't be here until about 5 or 6 later on tonight. By the way, happy 4th of July. It is 4th of July day. It's not day after, not day before. It is 4th of July. So I'm just gonna mess with the car a little bit before I go back home, hang out with family, have a barbecue, and go shoot a lot of fireworks. So stay tuned for all that stuff too. So for now, I'm just gonna kind of jump into it and see what we can come up with. So stick around. These are the old spark plugs. They were BPR 7s. As you can see, they're fairly clean. They're not soaked. They're got that nice golden brown to it. So, but I got a brand new set of BPR 8s in there right now. So it's a little bit step colder plug. But let's pull this stuff apart real quick. Fuel pump primes. Nothing. So, again, not getting spark. I really hope it's not my crank sensor, because I do not want to get back into that. But let's pull what plugs look like. If there's they all smell like fuel. Yep, piston is wet. Piston's wet. Yeah, all the pistons are wet. I mean, they're not soaking wet, but they definitely are wet. I need to do a compression test too. So you know what? While I'm at it, let's go do a compression test. Those are something, then actually that one right there. Now I do have bigger cams, so it can and will mess with some of the reading. Let's see how bad it really is though. Hopefully it's not too bad. Whatever. All right, let's go ahead. You ready for this? Wow. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm sure you can, but just over 90, not even, maybe, not even 100. Sounds like a dead cylinder. See, shows the same reading. So, let's try it again. So that one says it's lower than 90. Yeah, they read all the same. I don't know if I want to trust that. I did a compression test, I don't know, maybe a year ago, and I did it with I think it was a, what was it? I think it was a Snap-on or something like that, one that I did, a buddy of mine had. Because this is my second one. The other one that I had, it did the same thing. Read about 90. I did it with my buddies, and I'm reading about 140, 150 across the board. Now this one's saying that it's 90 again. So I'm not saying that over time it can't do anything, but again, you know, the big cams and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know. All right, so after doing some digging, I'm gonna take out the cam sensor. I am getting fuel, I'm just not getting spark. Now I know if the crank sensor goes bad, you will not get spark or you will not get fuel, but I am getting fuel, but I'm not getting spark. So checking out the forums, seeing what other symptoms that other people have done, because I've done everything, and at this point I just want to see what other people have done. And a gentleman said that he changed his cam sensor and it worked. So I'm gonna take this out, see what it looks like, kind of clean it as gentle as possible, put it back in. If it starts, cool. If not, I'm gonna go pick one up at my local store. Hopefully that works, and kind of go from there. So let's see what happens. So the good thing is not full of oil. All right. I know we're getting fuel. So I'm gonna leave these spark plugs in because I have another set, so if I have to check spark, I could just throw them in the coils. Check it that way. All right, guys, so you ready for this? Took out the AEM Infinity. I put in the stock ECU, and she starts but runs like shit. So I think the AEM Infinity ECU is bad. Can't do nothing now. Probably I have to wait till tomorrow. So Yeah, not too sure. Oh, well, that wouldn't help. Not too sure. I mean, it's a brand new ECU. The harness is good. Gonna have to send it back, or at least the ECU. All the pins are good. Brand new. So, stock ECU in now. I guess I'm gonna have talk with my tuner and just, I guess, dial in the stock ECU for a little bit. That way I can drive the car and kind of enjoy it just a little bit and kind of go from there. So I'll keep you guys updated. If you guys like the content, stick around, stay tuned. I know this is a short, stupid video, but I'm just really frustrated. So peace out. I'll see you guys next time.